Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio World designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with guaranteed rate affinity with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Real Estate and Money. And today we're going to bring you a very special guest. His name is Jeffrey Abraham, and he is going to be talking to us about the Second Chance program. So if you have anybody who, or if you yourself are in dangers of going into pre-foreclosure, or you cannot afford your payment on your mortgage, and you've been served a notice of default, this is a program you're going to want to watch. And so once again, my name is Tina Lombard, and I'm with Bank of England.
And I'm Violeta Strash with John L. Scott. Thank you so much for listening to us and watching us today and every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah, so without any further ado, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Jeffrey Abraham.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio World. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Before we get to Jeffrey Abraham, we want to give you the definition of a notice of default and a definition of a foreclosure. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the 5 stages of foreclosure. First of all, the exact foreclosure process is different in every single state. For Washington and Colorado, it's going to differ. But let me go ahead and give you a synopsis of in general for wherever you're at. First of all, there is default and notice of default that is given to the borrower. So they understand that there's going to be some action taken if the payments are not made or if they don't come to reconciliation. Afterwards, the lender is going to probably file a foreclosure proceedings and set a trial date. So that's the second step after they've contacted you or you contacted them. That's the second thing that's going to happen. When that transpires, there's also a notice of sale and sale of the property. So the property will be sold on the auction block after that. So of course, this is why we want to capture everything before it happens. Then there is an eviction. So if you are still in the house for whatever reason, there's going to be an eviction proceeding that's going to happen after that. Now, remember, the first thing that happens when a foreclosure process is started and is entered into default, it means that you're basically late on your mortgage payments. And so the law dictates that a lender must reach out to the borrower since he or she is 36 days behind the mortgage payments. And by 45 days, the lenders must provide written notice of default, including details about loss mitigation or any repayment options that the borrower is able to use. A borrower has to have at least 120 days behind them for the lender to actually start the foreclosure process. So make sure that you are talking to somebody before that happens. Notice of foreclosure. So in non-judicial foreclosure states, there is no trial. Lenders simply have to issue a notice of intent to foreclose. That would, of course, alert the borrower that the foreclosure process has begun. So they will also need to advertise the sale, usually in a newspaper, for at least a few weeks before the scheduled sale date. So there is an actual selling auction. There is an auction that will take place after your house does go to foreclosure. Now let's talk about eviction, because that's the most emotional and that's the most heart-wrenching part of this whole thing. So once a foreclosed property has been sold, the former homeowner must vacate the premises. So you cannot hang around for another 6 or 7 months. You have to make plans to vacate. So if he or she doesn't, the new buyer can legally have them evicted from their house. So if for whatever reason somebody is evicted and they refuse to leave and the house is sold, the new borrower actually can legally have them evicted from the home. So it's a process we never want to get to. So eviction is actually at the end of everything. So here's a few key takeaways. The foreclosure process varies from state to state. So in some states, it may involve a court proceeding. Lenders are required to send borrowers a notice of their intent to foreclose and a potential loss mitigation solutions that can help them avoid a foreclosure. They will need to make contact even by the time you're at 36 days overdue. So by the time you're at 36 days overdue, there needs to be some type of process or conversation between lender and borrower. And per the rules of the Federal Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, you must have at least 120 days behind you for the lender to actually start the foreclosure process. So once your home is foreclosed on, you will be evicted from the property, and the eviction process also varies per state. So the notice of default is when you have missed your payment for several months, usually 90 days. And that's when the lender reaches out to you and says, hey, you know, what's going on? The mortgage hasn't been paid. We have not reached out to you, or we have not come to a conclusion of what you're going to do with the balance or how you're going to continue payments. So they're going to send you a notice of default. That usually happens right before they file for foreclosure. Now, foreclosure is when the lender actually takes control of your property. And they can take the property away from you, and so on and so forth. And we're not even going to discuss what happens after the foreclosure, because we're on this side of trying to prevent you from losing your house or your equity. So what Second Chance is going to do, it's going to help you get to a position where you can keep your house or sell your house, but where you still have established control over your house and over your mortgage. Now, with a notice of default, like I said, after 30 days or 60 days of being late on your payment, usually, you know, the lender is going to try to reach out to you and make sure, is everything okay? Are you going to make the payments on time? Did you miss the mailing address? Were you sick? Were you out of the country? At the 90-day point, if you cannot make your payments, it's because of income or a life change, a divorce, a sickness, or something happened in your family for whatever reason, and that mortgage was not paid. Now, if you cannot make the income, or if the borrower cannot make those payments continually and they have to come out of the loan, a lot of times that's where the foreclosure process starts, or the client has enough opportunity to actually sell their house before the bank actually confiscates or takes their property back. A lot of times there are financial remedies in which you can continue to keep the house and continue to make the mortgage payments. And you can do that by talking to your lender or other lenders that are available to you. In some cases, for whatever reason, somebody who's in the home that is on the loan cannot satisfy the loan, and they cannot sell the property, and the house is actually put to auction, and it's put on the auction block and it's sold. So we want to make sure in this episode of Real Estate and Money, we want to talk about the opportunities that you may have if you feel that your mortgage is actually getting to the point where you can't make payments any longer, or whoever, maybe it's a parent that's sick and they can no longer make the payments, and they're going into a nursing home or something like that, or maybe there's a divorce or something going on where the income is going to stop and the payments are not going to be able to be made on the property before you sell the property outright. So that's what we're going to talk about. Now let's go ahead and let's give you a definition of a notice of default. A notice of default is, it's a term that usually refers to a public notice filed with the court that states that the borrower of a mortgage is in default of the loan. And the lender may file a notice of default when the mortgagor fails to make the mortgage payments. And information on the notices of default normally includes the borrower's name, the lender's name, the legal address of the property, the nature of the default, and as well as all pertinent information regarding the property and the loan. So that is filed with the state. It's filed so that everybody knows that there has been a notice of default. Once that is served, and if there is no remedy, and for whatever reason, the borrower cannot pay the mortgage or cannot pay off the balance and continue payments, then that's when the house goes into foreclosure. A lot of times you can get financing or sell the house, and you can figure out things and remedy things before the house is actually given to the lender and the house is put on the auction block. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. And now, of course, there's different counseling available out there. You know, HUD offers a lot of counseling. The lender that you have right now has a lot of counseling advice. If you think you are in default, if you think you can no longer sustain the mortgage payments on your property, the first thing you want to do is call the lender up and say, there's been a change in income, there's been a change of circumstance. What can we do, lender and borrower, to get my payments back on a roll? And a lot of times the lenders will try their best to help you because they don't want to lose your loan. They don't make money when they sell your house. They really don't. A lot of times your lender can provide you a list with governmental agencies, state agencies, and nonprofits that can help you with legal advice and counseling on how to retain your loan and how to make things work. So reach out to your lender first and foremost. If you cannot make the mortgage payments anymore, let them know, give them full disclosure, and they can often help you along the way. So don't ever be afraid. You can always call people such as myself, Violeta, and Jeffrey Abraham, who's going to be our guest here. Always reach out to people. When you're silent, nobody can help you. But if you're vocal about needing assistance or help, there is an array of people that can help you. A lot of people, it's their business to help you before you get into foreclosure. And the downside, if you do nothing and let somebody take your house, you may lose hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equity. Your credit is going to be ruined for quite some time for you to get credit. If you do get credit, the interest rates could possibly be a lot higher. It's just a horrible thing. It's a horrible emotional feeling. It's a horrible thing for your family to go through. And to find another property, it's going to be also harder because you come from a foreclosure situation, which is on your credit now. So if you can actually get some help before anything happens derogatory, you can come out shining. You can come out in a much better spot. A lot of times, 1 or 2 years, you can get back up on your feet and be better off than where you were before the foreclosure. So I encourage you to gather your friends and family around the computer right now or the television or wherever you're watching us and take hold of this information.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited today to bring to you Jeffrey Abraham from Denver area, and he's going to be talking about foreclosures in the Second Chance program. I'm going to turn it over to Tina. She's going to tell you all about Jeffrey and enjoy all this great educational material that we bring to you today.
Yeah, thank you, Violeta. Yes, everyone, I want to introduce you to my friend, Jeffrey Abraham, and he is with the Second Chance program. Now, Jeffrey has been doing mortgages forever. He knows every program that is out there in the world. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the Second Chance program. So if you are in notice of default, or you're in a pre-foreclosure situation, or if you have any friends or family members who are, you want to grab them right now and get them to our show and get them to this video right now so we can tell you about the Second Chance program. So Jeffrey, welcome to the show and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So Jeffrey is on a journey with me and Violeta. We're there to help you if you feel like you're in a tight situation because interest rates have changed on you, your job has changed on you, or a family life situation, and maybe you cannot afford that mortgage, or maybe you can afford it, but you need to get caught up. So instead of taking that fear upon yourself and all that anxiety, you want to call people like Jeffrey, like Violeta, like Tina. So Jeffrey, take it away. Tell us about this fabulous Second Chance program.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for having me on your show today. And I hope that I can be a blessing to the people out there in Seattle. My name is Jeffrey Abraham. I started in the foreclosures about 13, 14 years ago during the crash, 2007. I came to Colorado and I was doing loan modifications in New Mexico, and I brought it to Colorado. They didn't know what it was. So I probably did over 1,200 loan modifications in my career, and I probably have stopped over 6,000 foreclosures over the 13 years. So I can't promise you the world, or it's too good to be true syndrome. And the numbers tell everything. Basically, what we do here at the Second Chance program, we're going to follow up. We're going to interview you to make sure that we're all on the same page. Your goal is to keep your home, to stay in your home, and to hopefully get lower payments. Sometimes you get lower payments, sometimes you don't. We'll go over how that works. So a foreclosure is basically after 120 days, and the lenders send out an acceleration note to you when you were 90 days late. And when you get to 120, now this goes on your credit. It's called an NOD, a notice of default. That's when we come in, the Second Chance program. We truly give you a second chance. I'm going to pop up something on my screen, and then you'll be able to see a little bit about what we do. And I'm going to go pretty slow, But I hope that you get it. It's very simple. The Second Chance program, I'm here in Denver. We do this program throughout the whole United States. The program, we reach out to homeowners that are in foreclosures, as we say. We offer you a program called a lease buyback program. Why? Because right now, when you get that NOD on your record, you aren't bankable no more. You can search high and low and call everybody. You're not going to get a loan because, first of all, it's owner-occupied, okay? And a lot of people can't loan on that, okay? So we have very creative ways to have people step in and partner up with you and as a joint venture. When we do that, we interview you, and the first thing you have to have is your payoff. So everybody right now, when you finish this show, call your bank, get your payoff, because we're going to need it, okay? Then after that, what we do, we take your information, and we have software like what I'm going to put on the screen, and we put everything inside this software. We get your address, your city, your state, zip code, what type of unit or house you have, who's the owner, who's your lender, everything about you, your foreclosure dates. We have a whole thing that gets all of this information, and we get all of what your properties are worth. We get Zillow, Realtor.com, or Trulia, the comps from them. Then we basically go in here and see what your property is worth, and then it'll get over here and it'll calculate and show these were the comps for this particular property on that house, and this was what the person had as a mortgage, what they owed. Okay, this is their monthly payment, and this is what they pay in interest and all their fees. It does everything, this software, and it calculates and tell us if you qualify or you don't. So we make sure that we have a very comprehensive form, and we will explain this all to you, and it can tell you if you qualify for the program. Then after that, what we do, let's say if you got a car loan or you got credit cards, our job is to give you, in a 2-year period, a chance to build your life back up, to make you brand new. So if you got car loans, credit cards, student loans, things to pay off on, anything on you or your spouse credit, we want you to take it out your equity, and we're going to pay all that off at closing. Now, isn't that fantastic?
Right.
Also, we can get you a little cash. Don't try to ask for 50 or 100 grand, but you won't get it in your pocket. 5 grand or 10 to help you do things around the house. You remember, it's your house. We don't want the house. So we basically purchase the home, and that is the purchase. That's what happens first at the title. One of our investors step in and be the bank for you. And you have 2 years to get back on your feet and buy it back at a certain price. Let's say hypothetically you bought it for $350 today. It might be year number 1, $375, and year number 2, $395. This is an example, just giving you an example of what you will pay to buy it back. Then we normally look at the rent in areas. We can look and say, okay, what is the rent in this particular place? How much does the rent is? Okay, it's $2,900. The investor might say, okay, $2,900 is going to be your rent, and that's what you're going to pay every month for 24 months, simple rent. Then we have another document. It's called a lease option agreement. That is the agreement that we make up with you. You can take it to your attorneys. You can let them look all at it. We close at a title company there in Seattle. Okay, so everything is on board, and we show you everything what it is. We're not trying to take your equity or anything. We're trying to give you an opportunity to get your home back. You can call me, Jeffrey Abraham, at 720-999-1147. Anything you guys like to add to this?
Well, really quick, I know that you had a simple little video that you wanted to show.
Oh yeah, let me pop that on. So everybody, get the popcorn out, people.
Yes, get the popcorn out.
Okay. And we're gonna have some fun now, okay? Don't just cause you it's a time and you having trouble and you think you're gonna lose your home. Work with us. We can't do it without you. We're not gonna call you every day chasing you down. You have to call us and work with us, and we'll make sure we get the job done. So I hope you like the video.
My name is Jeffrey Abraham, and we own a company named the Second Chance Program. If you're in foreclosure and losing your home, we have a program to help you keep your property. This is a lease buyback program. We give you 2 years to get back on your feet and buy your home back. If you have enough equity, we can give you cash back on your property. For example, if you own $100,000 on your mortgage and have a car loan for $15,000 and credit debt for $5,000, we will give you $20,000 cash out to pay down your debt. And you will save lots of money. We want you to be brand new when you purchase your home back. To find out more about the Second Chance program, click on the link to see if you qualify. www.secondchanceprograms.com/homeowner. Or click on the call button, and I will answer all of your questions. If you just want to sell your home, we can also help you.
So, yeah, that's it right there. That's one of my favorites.
Okay, great. Oh, those actors were fabulous, absolutely spectacular. but you know, things happen. You know, either there's a divorce that happens, or maybe you had a parent that was sick and they didn't pay their mortgage for three months because they were sick or something had happened, and then the family has to catch up, and then they have to catch up. And you know, to pay your monthly payment is one thing, but to pay everything in one lump sum, 90 days worth of back payments may be rough on some people if something has happened. So Jeffrey, is this the typical person that you see with a notice of default?
Yes, you have a lot of people, you know, so many people through COVID, poor people, that all of them what they went through. And, you know, I have to really take my hat off to all of the landlords out there, because they had to also keep making them payments when a lot of their tenants wasn't. It wasn't that their tenants didn't want to. Nobody didn't want to go outside. Nobody didn't want to die. Okay. So
Right.
at the end of the day, you know, the landlords did really good, the best they could. They used a lot of their savings because they are stepping in doing this for the clients, and it's going to mess their credit up if the payments aren't made. Okay.
Yeah.
They're hoping that they do buy it back because they don't want the house. They probably live in Florida on the beach somewhere. These investors.
They don't have time for-
But at the end of the day, they've given you an opportunity to step up. We've thrown you a life preserver. Grab it, okay? Grab it, because you don't want to wait and hear somebody knocking at the door and it be the sheriff's self and they throw you out. It hurts. It takes you down to the bottom. Come on, you better than that. We
Right.
can do this. Call us at 720-999-1147. Jeffrey Abraham at the Second Chance program. You won't get me right now because my phone is off.
Okay, but go ahead. Hey, Jeffrey, go ahead and unshare your screen so we can get you back on the big screen. Yeah. So thank you. So, you know, and just really quick before we say goodbye, because I know we only got like 1 or 2 minutes here, but if somebody cannot, or for whatever reason, they're not interested in the house anymore, they just, you know, for what they want to move. So should they call, after they talk to you, should they call a realtor up, or how does that work?
No. A lot of the investors don't want the realtor on it because it's taking equity out of the clients.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's okay if a realtor bring to us. We will accept a realtor fee. We have on our documentation places for realtors to get their percentage. We're not trying to cheat or hurt anybody. They can come with the realtor. The people have a realtor. We will work with the realtor and the clients.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Very good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you. I know you're going to be coming back on again. You're going to be talking about another engaging topic, but we thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm glad
Thank
to
you
have
so
you
much,
guys. Go
Jeffrey.
Seattle.
Yay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
All
Okay,
right.
have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts Violeta Strash and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.